structure were.
Well, Russian President Putin warns that the Middle East is on the brink of disaster and World War III seems imminent. Speaking to reporters this morning at the BRICS summit in Russia, Putin talked about how Israel's war against Gaza and Lebanon and Iran must stop before it spirals out of control.
Hostilities that started a year ago in Gaza Strip now spilled over to Lebanon. Other countries of the region were also affected. The confrontation between Israel and Iran is also growing. It looks like a chain reaction, and it puts the entire Middle East on the brink of a disaster, and the humanitarian situation is also exacerbated. The displaced persons and refugees is more than 1 million people. The infrastructure and residential areas, hospitals, schools, social infrastructure were largely damaged.
He also said that an independent Palestinian state must be established and must peacefully coexist with Israel. Now, Putin was also asked about the relationships with a future Trump administration and developing good relationships. He said Russia is open to this, but the U.S. has to make the first move, both by voting him in and then Trump actually making the contact.
As to how Russia-U.S. ties are going to develop going forward after the elections, this is an open question. We are open to, if the United States is open to building good relations with Russia, we will reciprocate. But the choice is up to the new American administration.
All right. Well, Trump's name came up again, responding to Democrats' fake news about Russia and Trump somehow colluding, even though that was disproven in previous elections. They have tried to warm that tea back up. Here's how President Putin called this nonsense.
As for your allegations about Donald Trump, this is something that we've heard for years. We've been blamed, and Trump himself has been blamed about some kind of connections, having some kind of connections with Russia. Then they've had investigations, including investigations in the United States, including in the Congress, and everyone now agrees that this is complete nonsense. There has never been any kind of ties or connections between myself and Mr. Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, no connections whatsoever. See if you're going to see that. But by the way, that coverage of BRICS on any of the mainstream media.
Right.